Okay, so we got a Let's Play going for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. About 40% done with the game, at least as far as 100% sync. Right now, I am clearing one of the districts of all the collectibles, so you can kind of see, I guess, how the graphics look or how this district looks. Per usual with Assassin's Creed games, each district kind of has its own feel and atmosphere to it. I'm about done with this one. I've done most of the missions here. I like to go back and forth and clear districts in between missions. And so I'll take a district or two and then I'll continue on with the main story, or I'll do side quests, so on and so forth. Nothing terribly exciting. That way, by the time I hit the end of the game, I don't have like a crap ton of collectibles to do all at once. So, I don't know. For peace of mind, it works for me. But everyone's got their own play style. So, how's everybody doing this fine morning? It's so early for me. I'm never... Well, I'm awake, but usually I'm going to bed about this time. However, I had a nice nap, so I decided to do a Let's Play. Ow! I got some criminals.
You won't be stirring up no more trouble.
So we got the Minerva armor for Evie, one of the main protagonists. Most Assassin's Creed games have like a hidden armor that you can get. Fortunately, I wasn't able to do a Let's Play for it or like a side video, but pretty much you collect these music boxes around the city. You turn them into there's an old like assassin like shrine that you can go. You turn in like these little discs, and it unlocks this outfit for her. That's why it's all shimmery and whatnot. There are better ones, but I've been spending most of my money on gang upgrades, so that the rooks can be stronger and better. So many collectibles. Like Colin and Greg would say from Kind of Funny Games. Collectathon. I don't have too many more to do, but once I wrapped up this, we'll do a couple side quests, or probably take the next district so that we can see how some of the Templar hunts, the bounty hunts, and like the gang wars and stuff work, which are pretty cool in my opinion. I know this Assassin's Creed didn't do terribly well sales-wise, but it is one of my favorites. One of my favorites is Black Flag, which everyone seemed to like that Black Flag. So, oh, there's my chest. That sounds about right. Now, how to get inside the building? Oh, here we go. I found it. There's one tricky chest in this area that I might look up real quick. It's underground, and I cannot find an access point for it for the life of me. Usually nearby there'll be like construction workers working, and they've dug into the earth, and so there'll be like these little access tunnels you can get the underground ones. I cannot find where this one is. That's one of the cool parts about this one. Your hideout is like a train that is always roaming. It's kind of hard to track on the map, but pretty nifty idea. Who doesn't want a train hideout? Now that I'm inside. London's a bustling. Jack White hustle and cuss. One of the cool innovations for Syndicate to kind of make transversing the areas a lot easier is they have this little hook shot. And you can probably see it on the feed. I try to render out in good quality, but it'll come up with L1 towards the top there. You click it and you spring right up. And it's kind of cool because you can create like a zip line anywhere. So you can throw them out in between like buildings to transverse them easier. They made the streets wider in this one because they have carriages that you can hijack and use at whim to make transversing the city more efficient. And then if you just kind of want to do it on foot, you can use the zip line to transverse the wider streets and then all the different buildings, or you can like zip to the top of a building real quick. Kind of a nice feature. Almost reminds me of like. Not a huge Call of Duty fan, but when they started doing some of the exoskeleton stuff, or like the jump packs, or like the wall running, where it's like just making the slight adjustment of the transversal makes it like loads better, which is kind of cool. Especially if you're a long time fan of the series, like they've gotten bigger and bigger with the levels and tools at your disposal. So when you have the same means to travel, you know, twice, 3 times, 4 times the area now, it makes it a little cumbersome. Ooh, a social glitch. So these guys you can just discover on your map. They're like the Helix glitches, but I think it'll show it everybody in your friends list who is playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. No, and you get Helix credits for finding them, which you can spend on various things. One thing that I was worried about for the Helix, like currency, but you can buy it outright, which I think is a little silly. But you can earn it throughout the game, and I think you can buy it through like the Uplay stuff. But you can unlock the maps for like the music boxes that I was telling you about for the Minerva's outfit, which I'm wearing. And there was another map. Though the Helix glitches themselves, like if you're near them, it'll show up on your maps, and then you can just go to it and collect it. But it won't show all of them. You can buy a map for like 1,000 Helix credits that will show all the Helix glitches to collect in game, which is kind of cool. That way you're not just rolling around trying to find it, getting frustrated. And you earn plenty of them to not have to buy it. Other stuff to get like ahead on like crafting and stuff, which is why they think they do it for kind of like the microtransaction side to it, but you might as well just earn them in game if you're going to play it. What do we got? What are the other collectibles? So we have like the pressed flowers in this one. That you can find and collect, and they can bring up a little spiel about the flower in your database that you can read up about that ties to this city or something specific at hand. Kind of just a little nuanced, detailed thing going on there, but so we got a train robbery going on up there, which is kind of cool. I actually might do that real quick. Kind of break the monotony of collecting and get there fast enough. These are kind of cool. One of the side quests that they have, one of the people you can work for, I guess I should say, has these side quests where you're pretty much like hijacking like supplies and like contraband and all that stuff from trains, ships along the Thames, as well as carriages, because carriage like racing and like transversal of the city using carriages is really big in this one. And very comfortable and easy to use too, which is kind of nice. But you can do these little mini objectives for her to earn extra cash and rewards. So this one in particular, the train's moving, so you have to get onto the train, which can be a little tricky sometimes, depending on how fast it's moving and where it is. And then usually there's a slew of guys here, and then every once in a while in one of the cars, you'll find a little loot that you can do. And I'm supposed to collect 3 of the loot. Looters, I don't know. And once you have those, you can kind of get pretty plain and simple, nothing exciting, but kind of a nice little deviant and collecting chests. What is this guy doing? One of the cool things about this game, and one of my favorites, is you play as a brother and sister, Evie and Jacob Fry. They're twins. So I'm playing as Evie right now, as you can see. But by hopping into the options menu, you can just hit R3, and it swaps it over to Jacob. He's a little bit more of a brute, very funny, very reminiscent of Ezio, maybe even a little bit of Arno in there. Just very funny, more concerned with like forming his own gang, the Rooks in London, rather than finding like pieces of Eden or learning about the Templars, which I thought was pretty funny. He's, like I said, more the brawler type. Look at this guy. I can show you the skill tree, actually. Cool. So I've got all my collectibles. I've killed all the Templar gang members. And just kind of dive off here. We've escaped the train. Definitely a gorgeous sight. Like, I think this is pretty fucking slick. Yeah. So the train will kind of rumble on, doing its thing. I'm quite a bit away from that pressed flower that I was going after, but cool. Picked up a trophy for that one even. Yeah, so Ned Weinert is the associate that you have that does all like the carriage hijacks and the train robberies and stuff like that. It's always something vehicle related, and you have to get some sort of like contraband or loot. So, and they're very straightforward. There's nothing really special about them, and I think they randomly generate. So there's like usually 3 per district. Once you clear them, after a certain amount of time, they start to respawn back. So you can kind of do them ad infinitum. And it's, like I said, pretty straightforward, nothing special about it. However, if you want her perks or her rewards, you have to gain her loyalty by doing more of her missions. So it looks like she's got a couple things there. I'm level 2 with her right now. I received a couple items, and then what I'm most curious about is there's a blade for Jacob towards the end there that might be pretty snazzy. For the time being, though, we are going to head back to our awesome train hideout, which is floating around here somewhere, right here. Because in most Assassin's Creed games, there's some way to earn currency, either by like owning shops, upgrading shops, investments, usually something over time, you know, any kind of mix of those. And this one, no different. You have a safe on your train, you have all these like contacts and stuff, and so I have tapped out and filled my safe on my train. I need to go empty it out before I can make any more money. Stun combo. Which, now that I think about it, I did like not used in this game. But so they have all sorts of cool, like different kind of weapon sets. Like I said, when we hit the train, I'll show some of the skill sets that Evie and Jacob Fry can use. But they have. They're kind of predetermined. I mean, you can mix and match a little bit. But Jacob is definitely more of the brawler. So there's a combat skill tree that is definitely more built for him. He's got a couple extra perks on the bottom that Evie can't use. There's a stealth skill tree that Evie's more built for.